Hello everyone, this is your favorite Uncle Bob back to another video, and today we're going to be looking at the Transformers Wild King Nemesis Prime. So before we get started, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment down below which the video, what else you'd like to see in a video. So little fun fact, this is my first Nemesis Prime in my collection. I know, I'm just as surprised as y'all. But anyways, let's take a quick look at the details. Get the nice red windows, silver for the grille. You get some spots of teal throughout, and honestly, you could have used maybe just a little bit more teal, but what teal is there looks very nice. It stands out very well against the black. Get the nice Autobot symbol, despite him being Nemesis Prime, but okay. And the back is the back, so. And all his rims are picked out in a very nice silver. He does roll very smoothly. So there is that. Now he does come with a few accessories. If I can grab them off camera. Can hear you. Thank you. He comes with his axe. And it's pretty much the exact same axe as Prime's. Let me grab his. Now I did paint mine a little bit because it is kind of weird that they just didn't do the inside, but they did the outside. You know, because it's right there versus there, whatever. But there is that. You get two of these pieces identically molded, and to be honest, we still really don't have much of an idea. We have a little bit, but not much. And here we have his helmet piece, and yeah, the teal ears look really good. Grabbing Primes, so you can see they're pretty much identically molded, just different colors. So there is that. Now everything does store in his alt mode. This piece, you've got tabs right here going into slots on the back of what will be his head. So get that, tab that in. Then what I do with these is I just plug them into the shoulders. And finally, the axe, focus, has tabs on either side. That'll go into slot right there on either what will be the arms. And there you go. There you have everything stored in his alt mode. So, looks a little bit ridiculous, especially these up here, but it's not any less ridiculous than, you know, a car with a bazooka or whatever have you. But anyways, for a real quick size comparison, here we have G2 Sideswipe, and honestly, they do look good together, and as far as like size and color scheme wise. So, there is that. And here we have next to Optimus Prime. So you can see that they pretty much didn't change any of the molding. They just straight repainted him. And not too bad. The one thing improvement-wise I will say that they did is actually painted the rims. So there is all of that. So setting him off to the side. So yeah, honestly, the truck mode does look very nice. It is a bit squat, I'm not going to lie. Not nearly as squat as Megatron. But still, could have used a little bit more of a bed. But anyways, let's get down to transformation. So go ahead and remove the helmet and the axe. Now, for the robot mode, there are these slots. Focus. In the axe, I'll go right over this bit. Not pit. It's not a pit. But anyways, getting this right over that. And that is your storage for the earpieces. To transform, you're going to drop down the legs at the hips. Go ahead and split them. That does sound horrible, but it's not any less horrible than Prime. But there we have the legs all done. So raising on up. Go ahead and bring out the arms a 90 degrees. Rotate around. Make sure to also untap the shoulder so you can bring it up. Then finish rotating this around. Untap shoulders. That happens sometimes. But go ahead and snap them into place. Drop down the head. Then just get the arm reattached. So just bring this piece down. Attach that back in. Drop down at the elbow. And there you go. There you have Nemesis Prime in his robot mode. And it looks really good. You get a little bit more teal on the legs. And again, this teal just really is a very, very nicely accented piece. But let's take a quick look at the face sculpt. Gets nice red eyes, some silver for the mouth plate and his crest. Overall, I think they did a really good job. Get a little bit of red right there, fist picked out in silver, and a little bit more silver on the shins. So there is that. Now, as far as articulation, the head is on a ball joint. You don't get any side to side, but you do get a full 360. You get up a good ways. Down is pretty much non-existent. Arms, full 360. Thanks to transformation, you do get a backwards butterfly joint if you need it. They go out that far. Bicep rotation, a 90-degree elbow bend. You get a upper waist rotation. I don't know what else that would be called. But legs move forward that far. Whoops. If you get this out of the way, they can move back only that far. Get this out of the way. Not quite the full splits thanks to the wheels. You don't get a thigh rotation or at the knee rotation, like Megatron. But you do get a 90-degree knee bend and nothing at the feet. So him and Megatron, they're both equally as posable, if that makes any sense. He has stuff Megatron doesn't, but Megatron has stuff he doesn't. So, yeah. Now, as far as his axe, he can hold it, but it is keyed a specific way, so you can't have it, like this or like this. So, focus. You can see that little tab. And I don't know why they did it that way, but there you go. Now he's ready to ask questions first, or no, whatever, it's ruined. But anyways, for a real quick size comparison, here we have him next to G2 Sideswipe, and if you wanted like a G1 scale, I think that works out pretty well. And if I call this G1, I'm at G2 Sideswipe. Too many G's in that. But anyways, here we have him next to Optimus Prime from Wild King. And, it's pretty much just this, but with Nemesis Prime colors. And I do like how he is such the opposite that even his Autobot symbol is on the other shoulder, which is kind of a nice little touch on Takara's part. But yeah, honestly, the figure himself is, pretty good. Yeah, it's not, the most articulated figure or anything like that, but it's still a fun figure. Like, you could bash this thing around and you're not going to really break anything. But anyway, since this is a Wild King figure, he can combine with the Beast. So let's get started. So this time around, we're going to go into the the shin leg mode and then the arm mode. So go ahead and remove the weaponry. You want to take the helmet piece, which I did forget to show off in Megatron's video, but honestly, I hate the way it looks on him, and that's why I basically forgot. But anyways, so for the feet, it's basically left is going to be right and right's going to be left. So I'm just going to pull off this one, and this one. Next, make sure to bring down his matrix chest. Then you want to take whatever emblem thing that you're going to put on and put it on the side that he's going to be on. So since he is going to be on this side, the fire emblem's right here. Then we're going to bring in Lava Minotaur, plug him on, plug on, thank you. Then grab the correct foot and plug that on. Get that plugged in. And also make sure to plug in the head. And there you go. There you have him with one leg all ready to go. I mean, honestly, it looks better. I mean, it doesn't look much better because he has shorter arms. But, he can balance better with, obviously, one more. So, but for just like a little bit of a size of how much taller he gets, yeah, even though he is off screen. So, but anyways, now on to the arm, which is what I'll be having him as. So getting this, plugging that back in, getting that, plugging that back in. Then you want to make sure to move this to the appropriate side where he's going to be on. What I do is I take these off and I plug them onto the heels just because it can make him a little bit back heavy, a little bit more back heavy. But anyways, so I'm going to rip off this arm. You're going to fold this piece back like that. Then you can open up the leg, put this thing in there, close it up, and there you go. So next, bring in Lava Minotaur, plug him on, plug him into the shoulder, give him his axe that I still need to paint up, then plug this one into his hand, and there you go. There you have Nemesis Prime with a Lava Minotaur as an arm. And in this form, I forgot to mention, but in the leg form, you don't lose any articulation. He still has the knee bend and everything. In this form, you kind of lose the elbow just because, that this tabs in and no swivel. But I guess you could just fake it. I mean, it's more of a wrist bend than anything, but if you needed to. I would also love to see someone design a proper fist to this just to plug in right here. I think that'd be kind of cool. But yeah. So I think that is about it. This figure is very fun. Unfortunately, he only comes in a 2-pack with Lava Minotaur, just like Megatron and Frost Saber. So if you want him, if you want just Nemesis Prime, well, maybe look around on Bai or, Macari or something. Maybe you'll get lucky. Who knows? eBay. Yeah, definitely a very good figure. But I think that is about it. So don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more video reviews.